You ever have one of those days where you're just so happy to be you? I asked that question 2 years ago today on an Instagram post, marking two things at the same time. April 6th is International Asexuality Day, first celebrated in 2021 as a day to spread awareness of the asexual spectrum and all the terms under the ACE umbrella. But for me, the second annual celebration 2 years ago was the day I decided to come out. And I did so with that question leading off. A lot has changed in the past 2 years, and I thought it would be a good way for me to celebrate personally by making an annual update video on this day and reflecting on where I've been, where I am now, and where I'm heading. First, I want to share with you the post that I made on that day. You ever have one of those days where you're just so happy to be you? I didn't have those for a long time. I always sort of felt like something was wrong with me. I was always both uncomfortable and completely lost in the locker room talk. And even when I was in relationships, those topics were difficult for me. Not because I didn't want to talk about them, but because I literally did not experience what everyone else was talking about. I felt broken. It wasn't until about 3 years ago when I finally started researching asexuality. I knew of the word since college, but I don't know, maybe the fear of confirming I was different somehow kept me from looking into what it meant sooner. But when I finally did, I found an estimated 1% of people are on the asexual spectrum. I learned that, like me, many, in fact the majority of the people I'd read or listened to, even used that same exact word to describe how they felt before finding out. Broken. Most importantly, I learned I'm not alone. Today is International Asexuality Day. And for the first time, I've posted something permanent here that people in my life can actually see, not a story that goes away after 24 hours. I chose to do this today because today I'm having one of those days where I'm happy to be me. Today I love being me. I'm still learning to make that permanent too, but for the days where I don't, I want to be able to look back at this and remember how I'm feeling right now. Today I went out shopping wearing my ace ring, my wristband, even my shirt that I've been too afraid to wear with the colors of the asexual flag and the planet. I'm making progress. I can't do anything about those years I questioned myself, the years I would describe myself as broken. But what I can do now is take what I know now, grow, and build on myself. This is me. Happy. Free. Thank you. I still remember my thumb quivering over that post button. I didn't know what to expect, how people would react. Sure, I'd posted about asexuality on Twitter since, around July 2020. But this was different. On Twitter, I had a unique handle, a fake name, and no pictures of myself. I was anonymous there, but now, friends, family, people could see the real me. People I'd known my whole life. They could see the me that I'd kept hidden, the me still rebuilding from that scared kid who thought of himself as broken most of his life. When the comments started flooding in, I felt such incredible relief. Not a lot of people commented, but enough did to show me that I was still loved and in some ways even admired more than I'd been before. So where did I go from there? Well, my next step was seeking out support. And I found it in a local support group run through my city's LGBTQ center. I made friends and got to share and listen. Well, mostly listen at first. It took a few weeks for me to feel comfortable. But now I would call those people in that group my friends. They helped me learn things about the asexual spectrum, things about me that I never knew before. And in a large way, they helped me feel less alone. Once I had that, once I knew that I wasn't alone, that there was a word for who I am and how I felt and experienced life, I wanted to do what I could to ensure that no one would go through it like I did. I wanted others to have a positive experience learning the third ace. I didn't want their first time hearing the word asexual to be a negative experience like mine was. When I first learned about it, a girl that I thought I had a connection with used it against me. She used it as sort of an ultimatum for me to be physical with her. She gaslighted me, saying, "You have to have that in you. We're sexual beings, and if you don't, then you're asexual." I didn't know what that word meant in that moment, other than it meant losing her. It meant being different. The way she put it made me feel like it meant being less than human. I didn't want anyone to feel that. I wanted others to feel seen. So I did my research and I found out how to get Ace Week recognized by my state. Something I'm still extremely proud of to this day, and I've now done 2 years in a row. I started using my Twitter account more, and about 10 months ago, started exploring making videos and carousel posts. I grew in my advocacy and my determination to help others find their voice and find their truth. As for those days where I have to look back on that post, sure, I still have them. But I'm having less of them than I did before. I'm learning the power that comes from finding who you are. That's not to say I still don't have those days, because I do. But having the right words means having the reason. Having a reason means brokenness is impossible. Brokenness means something accidental without explanation. So finding the right words, finding a community of people like me, it made that broken feeling lose almost all of its power over me. But the past 2 years weren't always easy. I've experienced firsthand some of the stereotypes and some of the aphobic comments, even from people I thought cared about me. I was told that I'm a sinner, that I'd be going to hell. I've been told to get into conversion therapy to fix it. I've been told to keep it to myself. I still had moments of self-doubt, moments I questioned if this was really right about me, moments where I felt like nothing. But that's all they got to be. Moments. Moments that passed, and while they may come again, I'm still here. I'm still going, and I'm still looking forward to making another update video next year. So speaking of next year, what are my plans for the next year? I guess first of all, I hope to have a little bit better understanding of what asexuality means for me. One thing I know is that we're always learning more about ourselves each and every day, and I'm hoping that I know myself better as I go on. I'd also like to work on reminding myself every day that it's not that I don't experience the world like everyone else. It's that I get to experience it in a way that no one else gets to see. That it's okay to feel different, but perspective is important. There's a lot of ways to look at being different. I aim to focus on what I gain, not what I'm missing, and to help others do the same. And on a personal note, I want to keep working on my writing. I want to keep writing poetry and maybe even hold up a copy of my own book of asexual and aromantic poetry in next year's video. And finally, get to work on the Aroace-led novel that I've outlined. Who knows? Maybe there's some big things ahead. I feel so lucky to have the connections I've made in this community, the perspectives I've gained beyond my own, and the support to keep this going. Thank you for being here with me as we continue to learn and grow together.